hair, bro. You're going bald on me, bro. Get you back down a little bit. All right? Don't you brush up against me. Drink some water or something. Take it out. Reach out. Reach your neighbors. Take your bossy hair and get you some follicles put in your back or something. You're shedding you're shedding too much, man. Don't brush up against. I got black pants on, bro. Man. Shedding too much. I gotta see if somebody put in your water or something to help you with shedding so much. It's hot. Man, you're gonna make me go bald from watching you. You're too much. Retarded. We're retarded together. Why you got, don't play with my water jug, bro. It's too much, man. You just had to do it, huh? Well, I'll try for a couple hours. I'll put the leash on you. I'm trying to climb up trees. I'm not climbing up no trees no more. Unless it's the last stand. Other than that, them days climbing up trees, rescuing people's cats. Nah. Somebody else gonna come up climb and rescue you because I'm not climbing up trees no more. Not that I can't, I'm just not doing it. Watch these. Leave the shoelaces alone. You is too much, cuz. I would have started. No treats, not till later. Yeah, I gotta watch your weight, just watch mine. Yeah. You already had that. You can look up there all you want. You're not getting it. Let's put these in. We're gonna read a little bit. Again, like I said, I apologize for not reading last night. I went to sleep, woke up. My brother on West Side had a live, so I was definitely going on that. I don't like missing none of, I don't like missing people's lives. All right? Just a little bit. Let me see if I need any light. Why is it sideways? What in the hell is going on? Oh, this thing is bugging, y'all. And look, this is what I'm talking about. The AI is bugging, y'all. When I put it sideways, it don't want to go sideways. Now all of a sudden it's sideways. Like, make it make sense, y'all. I didn't even notice that because I wasn't even really paying attention. I actually hit the start by accident because I wasn't really trying to trying to start right away. I had the time set for a little later, but we're gonna read. Let me hit the light on right quick. Let me see if that's good enough. Yeah, it's good. I put the pillows in the chairs for my back, y'all, really. Because the chair's so comfortable, I slide down, I'll be like this. Unless I'm downstairs or I'm in another room and I'm working on something. So I have me some grits, eggs, steak, but I'm gonna have a smoothie and one of my fruit lolly popsicles. So it's pretty hot. Something big is gonna happen because they haven't been spraying. Everybody talking about it. I told them, no, it's not that they're not spraying. You just can't see who's spraying and what they're spraying. What do you mean, Red? You always told. I says, you know what? Don't worry about it. You don't. You know, some people take information and they'll make more out of it, and it's unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? It's very unhealthy. So I really don't tell people a whole lot of stuff like I used to, because regardless of how people sound, how they act, how they carry themselves, they can't really they can't handle the information. And I always know that before I even say anything. I know it. So, but when you get comfortable talking with people, you want to share the want, regardless of what's needed. So it need not to be said a lot. Yet the want is to tell them things, and sometimes you just can't say things. It's like I have a t-shirt that says J Lucifer B. I wear that, and you ought to see how people walk an arch. And I'd be like, whatever. I mean, they walk a big arch. And I'll be laughing. I mean, I laugh. I look at them and laugh. And I know it seems like it's evil or something. All right, but it's farthest thing from it. To do dark things, you don't have to assimilate the narrative or the ideology of the noun evil. It's just impractical. Trust me. So anyway, some things, that tea is strong. Some things you just can't tell. You just can't tell everybody everything. You know what I mean? So ladies, I will be reading Lamar because it gets good. I read ahead. You know me. And it gets really good. It starts to really get good. Okay, let's go ahead. Because we're in chapter 5. You remember right? I made notes and all that good stuff. That's Albert Anchor. All right. Yeah. Anyhow, let's go ahead. On Republic, edited by C.J. Austin. Well, let me show you this picture here. Okay. This is Albert Anchor. All right. So it's a pencil. It's a penciling. It is. It's not an actual. I believe I looked it up about a month ago, and I believe it's a picture, silver, and they pencil them in. They had cameras at the time, anyway. So I just wanted to wait for a few more people to come in. I didn't notify nobody because I wanted to see something. I wanted to see how desperate YouTube staff was, and I want to see if any terrible bad cops gonna be out there complaining about some of the videos I've uploaded. When I told you I trained some police officers, I know some good ones, and I know quite a few bad ones. And so I'm always talking about the bad ones. And bad ones got a problem with it, they're gonna be the ones that complain. It's never gonna be the good ones. Remember that, okay? Why did I put that? Okay. Yeah, go downstairs, man. Yeah, I'm going on that vacuum your spot anyway, because you are shedding hair like a, I don't know what, man. Why is everything? Let me see. Okay, this one up right. Yeah. People be stuck on Facebook and Instagram like they retarded, man. I'm not here to change it. I'm just saying. You can't. I mean, you can't stop it, right? It's kind of sad. I mean, they be stuck. And you know what I do? I check to see what they're posting every day. I just go to see what they're posting every day. And some of them post the same thing over and over and over. And it's sickening. You would think that they know better, that they're aware.
This little fucker is a rogue
Excuse the language of the kitty. It's cat. I'm looking at some cat stuff. And I love my cats. I love all animals. Yeah, that's the one I saved. Okay. I'm downloading some music, guys. I'm downloading 3 albums and then Pandora. Even though I have internet and doing it over internet, the albums have quite a few songs on it with the lyrics. Cause I like to sing along, you know. All right, there we go. They're downloaded. So I got 1.5 album downloaded. So let's go ahead and get in, okay? Again, here we go. Iron Republic, edited by C.J. Austin. I want to read this again. First published as a monthly serial in Florida Magazine, 1902. Now, I wanted to pull that up. Florida Magazine. I wanted to see what it looked like, because I never did. Honestly, I never did. Okay, 1902. I want y'all to see it. I figured they would have heard me. And anyway, the Iron Republic. It was not spacing. Hold on. E. Let me make sure I got his name right. W. I believe it's Barrington, if I remember right. Barrington. Yep, okay. Sea Journey, right? Sea Journey, I believe. J-O, right? Not U. Yeah, that should be enough. Let's see what comes up. So we want the news. I want to see the magazine. The newspaper. Magazine. It's a magazine, excuse me. All right. Hence. Well, the Utopia Beyond Antarctica. So Sacred Word Publishing, that's what I have in my hand. And the other one is a blue flag with the white star in it. I'm serious. That's by Heathen Editions. So let's see. What's that notification? Let's see if we can pull that up. We're going to read, but that's once more people come in, and the people who are coming here just eyeballing, I don't care about them. I really don't. I care about everybody, but I just don't care about. I don't care about what you call servers. Not one bit. Okay. All right. So you got to know that it's degenerate sci-fi as far as anyway. This is the original. Now it's not the magazine. It's what it was being touted as, shown in the magazine. So, all right. Oh, that's good. Here we go. So how's it going? I don't see no chats either. I can't. Hey, T. Hans, what's going on? It's Thursday, right? It is Thursday, right? I don't pay attention to time, y'all. I really don't. The first, I know it's the first. Yeah, it is. And don't nobody say about what they claiming, because I don't recognize the date they claiming for this month. No, not in the Gemini month. They on drugs. They on crack. And Gemini ain't got nothing to do with them people with them messed up personality traits and don't know who they is and this, that, and the other, because they've been bamboozled and the biggest trigonometry I've ever seen in my life. You know, it's sick and perverted, and it's government led as far as I'm concerned. I don't care. It's government led as far as I'm concerned. All right, let's get into it. The music's fitting, right? I wanted to size him up, as we say in America, and tried him on other subjects. But outside of his art, he was as blank as the backside of a tombstone. I asked him about the manner of his inspiration, and he told me that he caught strains from the wind in the trees. Wow. From the singing of birds, strains, I think you know what this means. Singing of birds, and from everything he heard that was not discordant. He informed me that he had a light alien harp, attached to his aeroplane, and as he sailed through the air, he had only to arrange the music it made for him, to get his very best compositions, mind you. We went up in the Tower of Music, and he described to us the perfections of his great instrument with as much pride and enthusiasm as an American would talk about his first baby. From a musical standpoint, he was decidedly interesting. And after walking over the beautiful grounds, we returned to the Marine Building, where in the private office of my host, we remained until the hour for lunch. If you rub against my leg one more time, so for goodness. There is so much, no, I love it. He's being Alexander. Yes, you are. There is so much to tell you. Your hand was, man. Anyway, there is so much to tell you, he replied to a question of mine in regard to the government, that I hardly know how to begin. Take the elective franchise now. We have no voting for officers here as you do in the United States. Every man here who is a citizen has the same chance to hold office, and that is unquestionably the only true representative form of government. That's the way ours used to be, guys. We could vote anybody in to hold office as long as they stand by the Constitution and make sure the forces to be made sure everybody was safe. That's not the case now. The men in uniform with badges are perversions. They have nothing to do with America, nor more so the U.S. corporation. And you would think people who are served, and regardless of what they see out there, they want to be upright and do the right thing. But while you have this proxy war created by the agencies, all right, who call themselves CIA, this, that, and the other, who create these institutionalizations and everything else. Well, this is ergo, you have the issue. You have the dichotomy of sociopaths and psychotic individuals. It doesn't matter what they wear, where they live, what they're going through. Just like when I made the statement, and I made this years ago, but I made it recently. I says, these people, whether in Las Vegas, wherever, California, New York, it doesn't matter. These melanated people sit there talking about, hey, this is the black community, the projects, this is where not realizing that it was built up, and they built it up in the vernaculars they live as a concentration camp. That's exactly what it is. It's no more, no less. It doesn't matter about the corner store, because in the corner store, it has nothing but everything that you can eat in there is nothing but poison and toxicity, and drink, because you have alcohol. You have more liquor stores than you have churches and mosques. You know what I'm saying? And the sad part is the so-called black leaders, they make money off of that. Do you know how many pastors own liquor stores? Oh, did you ever even check or ask? All right. I'm just making a statement. That's all. Based upon my own opinion of what I've learned and studied and the people I've been around, over the decades. Do your research and you come back and you let me know. What do you find? Okay. So anyway, it's supposed to be, if you wanted to run for office and you were qualified, meaning that you understood what was going on, the grain was down a little bit, the grass is not as green as it should be. Let's get something together. Everybody work together. Does anybody have any ideas? That is what a king does. You dig what I'm saying? Besides going to an Air Force inauguration or graduation and falling down pointing in a direction you wasn't even standing in. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, has the same chance to hold office, and that is unquestionably the only true representative form of government, and it is. Do you call that a truly representative system? I asked, which gives you call that a truly representative system? I asked, which gives the most stupid and untalented man an equal opportunity for office and political preference or preferment? That Kusa country elite exposure Caramio. All right, yeah, brother, I got you, Caramio. I asked, which gives the most stupid and untalented man an equal opportunity for office and political preferment that the brilliant, the forceful, and the laborious enjoy? That is just why I do call it truly representative, answered the professor. The great masses of mankind are stupid and untalented, without disparaging your country, which is also mine. I may safely say that 99 out of every 100 men are untalented plotters. You got that right. And yet, except in accidental cases, mediocre men never have a seat in your national legislature unless they have inherited or in some other way obtained money enough to buy it. The representation is almost wholly by the brilliant or forceful men who can, by strength, genius, or cunning, control circumstances and compel fortune. In the Iron Republic, every class of men, the brilliant, the forceful, the untalented, and stupid, may hope to enjoy the honors of office in the proportion that they exist. I am curious to know by what means you would secure this average of representation, said I. And for certainly in politics, I can conceive of no method which will not give the race to the swift and the battle to the strong. Well, to begin with, answered my friend, we have no such thing here as politics, thank goodness, in the sense that the word is used in the United States. If there has been no improvement since I left the country. Ha, that was a good slander. Politics simply means, the sarcasm, please, y'all, means that fierce, desperate, and continuous struggle which goes on between brainy, unscrupulous, and self-seeking men for place and power with the strongest and most conscienceless, me and this language, stand to win, and where success means self-aggrandizement and gain. It is destructive to the finest sentiments of manhood and has debauched and prostituted the noblest intellects. It sure has. But you must admit, I insisted, that the strong and brainy men are best fitted to devise laws for the government, not only of themselves, but also of the stupid and untalented. If we may continue to so designate the 99 plotters, I admit nothing of the kind, reported the professor. Yeah, what was that? That should have been a period with a quotation mark. I thought it was carry on. Let me read that again. But you must admit, I insisted, that the strong and brainy men are best fitted to devise laws for the government, not only of themselves, which we know what kind of laws they make, but also of the stupid and untalented. If we may continue to so designate the 90, if we choose, I believe, to continue to designate the 99 plotters, I believe that's a more proper way to read that. I admit nothing of the kind, reported the professor. On the contrary, I believe that even in America, the least talented lawmakers are the most useful, because they have less reason to be influenced by considerations of personal ambition. It is with great intellect now, as it was with great skill and strength in the olden time. It is almost invariably used to advance the interests of its possessor at the expense of the less gifted. And I will agree that the more capable a man is, integrity and other sterling qualities being equal, the better fitted he is to devise laws for his fellows, provided his own selfish interests are in no way involved. Well, we know we don't have that. We know We don't have that at all. And that is just the condition here. The laws for the government of this republic are devised by scientists, scholars, and philosophers, men who, for the most part, have no offices and no power to obtain them. Their efforts, God dang it, Red. Oh, stop yawning. Their efforts being thus absolutely untrammeled by considerations of selfish interest or ambition, and that's what we're dealing with, are necessarily unselfish, and that's because there are people who want to be able to have human flesh and drink pineal fluid or whatever that stuff is from the adrenaline, pump blood, and the perversions. Sleep with whatever they want to sleep with and destroy and murder and kill whatever they want to, or invent and harm. That's the corporation. That's the military industrial complex. So it's all a lie. Considerations of selfish interest or ambition are necessarily unselfish and for the good of their kind. And also the ambition is to make sure that y'all are fooled and believe in what they're doing. Whether it's holding office, politics, mayoral, government, any government position there is. For you running around still talking about judges, there are no judges. Here, laws are originated by the people and adopted by them. The function of their representatives being simply to properly frame and execute statutes at their command. In other words, they are the servants and not the masters of the people. Of the people, by the people, for the people. But, said I with a trace of impatience, which I could not conceal, you surely cannot expect that men who are capable of devising wise measures of public policy will do so without the hope of reward, either in the way of gain or gratified ambition. You see, in England, they have these fake kings and queens, so there's no election, is there? Oh, that's right, you have prime minister, but yet you still have a king and queen. So who is the prime minister? I know what they say, but he is nobody. He is a corporation. Indeed, I do expect it, said my friend. No man who ever had great thoughts could keep them to himself, even though publishing them brought him persecution instead of profit. The finest intellects of the world have delved in the domains of science, philosophy, and religion, without gain, and why not in that noblest field for genius, the art of human government? Well, said I, laughing, we have a saying in America that you can't argue against success. And in the presence of the monumental success of the ages, I am without an argument, but I am curious to understand how it is done. Nothing in the way of human government is so simple, replied my friend. Unless it be an absolute despotism, we start with the assumption that any man or unmarried woman with the necessary qualifications of age, character, and education is entitled to be a citizen. Accordingly, when he or she goes to the proper authorities with a certificate from the registrar or supervisor or their primary, that they are 20 years old and that they are under conviction of no crime. With a diploma from the public school, they have issued to them a seal like this. And he draws from his purse the medal I had seen him use at the sub-treasury in Corinthians, where he exchanged his gold for their monetary or their card, which invests them with all the rights and privileges of full citizenship in this republic. Or to speak technically, they are Franklins of the first grade. Every office under the government is now as accessible to the dullest of these Franklins as to the brightest. Now, to make you understand more perfectly, it is necessary to explain to you the political divisions of the country. First, we have the primary. This consists technically of an area 7 miles square or 49 square miles and contains 1,000 Franklins. In practice, though, the extent of the primary is purely arbitrary, depending upon the quality of the soil, natural resources of the section, and consequent density of population, and may contain 1,000 Franklins or any fraction thereof over 300. And of course, citizens can live in unorganized territory. I like that. That is, where no primary has been constituted, but this deprives them to some extent of their privilege if they are Franklins of the first grade, as they have no opportunity to vote their seal and so pass into the second grade. If they are Franklins of the second grade, though, they can vote their seal for the third grade in any primary in the Commonwealth in which they live. Any citizen, too, can exercise the appellate franchise and vote the acceptance or rejection of laws in the primary most convenient to them. These primaries correspond to your precincts in America, mind you, and in the center or part most accessible to all is the Shire, where is located the post office, sub-treasury, and public school. The only elective officer in the primary is the supervisor, mind you, and in parentheses it states the lowest civil officer under the state, who after 1 year's service becomes by virtue thereof primary magistrate. On the 1st of December, the Franklins meet at their shire, and this officer is chosen by lot. Every citizen having an equal chance on the 1st of January, the lucky man on whom the choice has fallen assumes the duties of the office, his predecessor becoming magistrate in place of the retiring incumbent. A primary magistrate exercises the functions of notary public and trial justice, has control of post office, public school, and sub-treasury, and represents his primary in the Commonwealth Council, a body corresponding very nearly to your own board of county commissioners. He employs postmasters, bookkeepers, school teachers, and all who work for the state in his primary, at prices fixed by law now, mind you. It is the principle of despotism and the simplest and most economical form of government, to which applied by the people themselves. Vox despoto, or vox populi, the supervisor, is simply a subordinate officer or assistant to the magistrate with the power to act in his place when required. Now, after a citizen has served successfully as a supervisor and magistrate, he becomes a Franklin of the second grade and is eligible to the next highest office under the state, which is that of Commonwealth Deputy in the Provincial Assembly, and this body corresponds to your state legislator, to which corresponds, to your state legislature. 1 week after the primary election, the Commonwealth election is held, which is participated in by all ex-magistrates in the Commonwealth, and one is chosen Commonwealth representative in the Provincial Assembly, and the choice for all civil officers is by lot. A week later, the provincial elections are held, and from the body of ex-Commonwealth deputies, one is chosen to represent the province in the National Senate. Man, if we had something like that here, long time ago, but man, in a short period of time, they have come 18, 19, 20, 18, we'll say 1950, 55. Let's not go with a couple of years after World War II. Let's go with 1950 when they really set in. 1950. Okay? 2050. We haven't even reached that yet. Not even a century, and they have screwed everything up. They have screwed everything up in less than a century, people. What's that, 73 years, right? In less than 73 years, they have screwed the pooch on every single thing and brought more harm. This is an excellent way to look at how things could be done. Would you agree, or would you not? They have messed in 73 years. They have literally destroyed everything. Now we can go back to 1887. All right, the first orphan boats and trains. Okay, and they go up all the way up to 1917, World War I, 14 actually, and in 1917, 18, and we look at 19 and 20 when they did the first little thing to reset people's minds. And to create the dichotomy to start institutionalized racism and a false narrative based on wars. Then from there, we get into the 30s and 40s when it was the rallying of bringing all these people, 1920 and 40, they're bringing all these people from Germany, Italy, Ethiopia, all these people over here. The major amount of numbers, which we know that we're going to read in Flatland, we're going to read in which called where all the numbers of people in the diaspora started coming over here. Okay? The majority of these people weren't here for no friggin' civil war. They had nothing to do with it. And that they run around acting like they had everything to do with it, and they didn't. And see, that's why when you know these things, I'm gonna highlight that. I'm gonna read that again. I actually had to put a little dot right there. Dot right there. That's for a period and a comma. Let's put a bracket right there. Okay. Unbelievable, man. They actually believe this belongs to them, not knowing nothing belongs to anybody. Well, we belong to it. We belong to all these lands. All of them. You know, every time I look at the little idiots when they put we was kangs, and I go, yep, well, I'm glad you're learning. That's how you deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I know people have a hard time with that, but I'm just saying the reality is that's how you deal with it. Who all came in? Hey, Snoo, baby. Learning and building. What's going on? Mikey Hill. Scott. I know it's Ray Wolf. What's going on, brother? How's the old wifey? It's good to see you all. American. Yes. El Dragon Immortal, original Lone Wolf. What's going on, families? Tians. You know, over the camera. You know, I sit here all the time. You know, I look at things in a way that somebody say that's with an obscure eye. Well, you have to have an obscure eye, especially when you've been blinded for so long. You know, you've been made to look at things like this, and you've been made to look at things like that. But at the same time, oh, my friend Cheryl Turner, she was Air Force, retired, was homeless, and now she's been feeding for over a decade all the veterans and homeless people. She's built a shelter. She was homeless. There's people from my home. When you want to talk about talented, and she always shares stuff with me, and it's beautiful what she does, you know. Christian, whatever, it doesn't matter. You know, she's still there in Montclair. You know, if she got away from there, her eyes would open up a little more. Yet, I love my sister. That's me and Snoo and Big Jers. That's our sister, Cheryl Turner. She went to the Air Force. She made something wonderful of herself. She came out, ended up homeless, probably through a bad marriage. She doesn't talk about it. But anyway, we all went through it. Those of us who went in the military, we all come from some talents, and we all have talents ourselves. Yet, I can hold office. I could definitely hold office, but the thing is to get there and do their bidding, and I'm telling you, those biddings have nothing to do with this country, the real government, or anything. And I would never be called a president because I don't work for no company, and nobody could buy me for anything. When they had a chance, they messed that up because they like their perversions, because they're very sick. That's why they have the islands. We know of Epstein's Island. I guarantee you there's 60 or 70 more. What about the islands for the Koreans, North Koreans, and the South Koreans? What about the islands and the places for the Chinese in the back mountains to do the perversions they do? Every time I see all these Chinese who don't even speak English over here holding hands and holding each other's booties, we're talking about two men, you know? I remember seeing that in New York when it used to be different. They were skinny back in the day. Now they're all buff, their bodybuilders because of the age thing, taking TRT and steroids and everything else. And they want to see that, and that's you know, gross negligence. Same thing with the women. It ain't no different. All walking around with the steroided up, swole up. Look at me. And they're trying to look feminine and at the same time, you know, wanting to put a strap on. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. It would stop. There wouldn't be no harm. It wouldn't be no killing. And make sure that the education system be destroyed. The hospitals stop the perversions, get these sick doctors, people who partake in things that shouldn't be going to these big mansion parties, gone. These little secret agencies with these decibels. I'd be like, well, then go down there and fight them things that need to be fought, and let's stop this nonsense, and let's get it together. But that's not my position. I'm not here to do that. Appreciate y'all taking time to listen. I'm gonna run out. I gotta get this one. I gotta get a different brush to brush him. This other one is just, the metal is just hurting his back. I think they don't like it. I brush lightly, but he's shedding like a retard. And then I gotta stop and check the mail, and I gotta see if Teacher is working so I can give her mail because the school stuff and her bank got letters drop off. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down, and I'll come back. And don't worry, if I go to sleep, I'll put the timer on, and we're gonna read, because I promised the sisters that we're getting to the American Covenant. I read a little farther ahead. It's really good, and the women of Lemuria, and also want to get back into the 13th tribe, Mr. George Jones. Well, if you don't stop making retarded, all right, and William Cooper and a couple other books, all right. So appreciate you guys coming in. I don't know why this phone is tripping. So hey, Pearl, greetings. How you doing? How you doing? I love the new look. Appreciate that, man. Now I love how you look regardless. Yeah, Rondo Ganja. He took that name and ran with it. That's right. That's our brother Ganja. Ganja, God dang it. What was that? Oh, okay. I appreciate you all coming in. I really do. All right. And thank y'all so much. All right. So I'll see you guys here shortly. What was that? I saw something pop up. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to get with you guys a little bit. It's always love. Y'all know that. My beloved sisters, I like to see y'all in attendance, man. I really do. And our brothers, it's always 2 and 1. Y'all get your last highs out. I gotta lace up my neck, because I always every month I change the laces out, and I got 3 sets to wash. You know, I remember them days when I used to wear them fat laces. We're gonna cut it off here. I ain't gonna let it go over no 50 minutes. But I'm just gonna go ahead and get this, head on out, and I gotta stop and pick up some shotgun shells too, guys. Yeah, I want to put the shotgun through a torture test, y'all. It's new. I mean, I shot some rounds through it, but I want to put it through a torture test. I figured if we had some people here, you know, be like, yo, let's run with the shotgun. Let's get tactical with it. Maybe a couple of them. I don't know. I ordered another upper. I actually like, I like short guns, but I like long rifles. I like being able to reach out and touch people. Because I can operate a long gun at close range too. So, but I really, really like the long guns. I really do. That's always been a thing of mine. I can dress it how I want to. I've got different types of vortex magnifiers. I've got different kind of red dots, and I've even got my infrared. And yes, I can look through your walls. I can see you. I can see you standing behind a dumpster. Yeah, I really like it. It's really, really nice. I got thermals. I got all that. But I won't. That stuff I won't use on my pre-1986 purchases. I won't use those. I'm all strictly iron sights. I'm like, if you don't train with iron sights, because your red dot can go out at any time, and if you don't have batteries and the sun ain't shining, you got, you need to be practiced with iron sights. So all that red dot stuff is wonderful. It's cute, unnecessary. I always say iron sights is the way to go. Now, long distance, you're going to need a scope. Does it have to be a red dot? Of course not. You need to know windage, longitude, latitude, and all that kind of stuff. Altitude, not my altitude. Well, yeah, we got to know how high, depending on how far you're shooting away. But we're at 46, almost done here. As I get this last, yeah, we'll set it off after this. Let's see, make sure I got it nice and neat. So I'm glad you like the new look. Yeah, face looks real muscular. It's like I've been, because I've been working out a lot and actually taking a little. I did some push-ups, but I'm taking a little break today. I was brushing up on my heel-toe steps. I used to crip walk and all that crap. People, you crip walk and people want to fight and you knock their ass out, and then I'm like, look, man, don't get me twisted, like, I'm not built like that. I'm built different. I don't care about bowler makers and all that, and haymakers and all that. Don't mean nothing. Okay, that's good. Oh yeah, that's nice. Run through the top. All right, guys, I'm gonna shut it off. Anybody else come up in? Oh, man, what's that? Oh, it's my book. So I always share. If you're into purchasing books, I'm gonna read it. Don't worry, we're gonna get to it. Somebody asked me if I was gonna read it, and I was like, yeah. Don't call my dummy no dummy. Jamil E.A. Samseed. How many of y'all purchased the book? When I say that he put together one of the horrible fate of John Cassatt, the first black man to be declared slave for life in America. When I say history of his family and genealogy and in historical records and everything, this guy was 38 years in the Army as an officer. My good brother in Texas. When I say he put together a book that's got more information than all these idiots running around, and some of them I've been watching, they have been utilizing some of this. And this is some of the stuff that I've discussed for many decades and many other individuals, and most people will refuse it. That's why I don't debate with people. Man, a monthly record of anthropological science published under the direction of the Royal Anthropological Institute of Great Britain and Ireland. Original article written with plate D. Negro skeletal remains from Indian sites in the West Indies. You hear me? This is stuff that in the 80s and the 70s, that we were searching on microfiche in the libraries and pulling up, because we had a hard time sometimes believing, well, not me, but people believing the fact of what they were hearing because their parents weren't saying nothing. So you want to talk about historically correct? You want to know about the real truth? You want to know about, the whole, I call it book for dummy, the dummy book for dumbass Negroes who don't know who they are. All right, so I'm out of here. We're at the 50-minute mark. Love and respect all of you I do. Thank you, Snoo. Chat with y'all in a little bit.